My name is Alexey. I'm with Google Play Business Developments for application in Central and Eastern Europe.
And I'm Riccardo, engineering lead on Android Vitals.
And we are going to talk with you about application quality in Android. Application quality in the Android ecosystem has always been a top priority for us, and we have been moving away from just installations and user ratings in Play application rankings and start focusing on more complex and exact metrics like engagement and bugs performance. Today, we are going to talk about this all in detail. First of all, why it's important to have a quality app, then how can you troubleshoot your technical issues and master Android Vitals, and how you can build an excellent product on this great technical foundation. First of all, why quality matters, why it's important. App quality directly impacts the success of your business on Google Play. We have run an analysis on top apps and games in Google Play, ranking their quality score, and we have seen some spectacular results. For example, when application move from average to good quality, we can see up to 7-time uplift in retention and 6-time uplift in spend in those applications. Our partners support those findings. For example, Zalando, Europe's leading fashion platform, they focused on reliability and performance, eliminating bugs and making their application faster. And this has not only increased the organic traffic they're getting, it provided a positive impact on their revenue, growing the LTV, lifetime value per user. How much stability matters? The answer is it matters a lot. Again, our findings found out that if the application crashes a lot, and a lot means more than 5% crashes, they have a 30% more uninstallation in the first day than more stable apps. You have seen this previously, but again, I want to remind you that application performance and quality is the main driver of your user rankings. With 50% of negative reviews mentioning stability and crashes, and 60% of positive reviews mentioning speed, design, and reliability, you know what to focus on to make your app excellent. Another, again, our partners support those findings, and Busu, a language learning app, they saw significant growth in their average ranking when they increase the performance of the applications. And everybody knows how difficult it is to grow the application from already high ranking for 4.1. Lastly, in addition to those objective reactions and your business growth, there are some rewards you can get from Google Play from having quality applications. Those benefits are the boost of organic traffic, featuring, and some occasional awards you can get from us. For example, if the application crashes a lot, it gets a lot of negative reviews and bad user ratings, it can decrease your application promotability in Google Play. And when we are picking application for featuring, we have already paid a lot of attention to its overall quality and platform support. Now we are starting to look at your Android Vitals to see if the apps actually performs and works stable. And at the end of the day, you can get a lot of specific Google awards. We sometimes run some kind of best application of the year or material design award, which can do wonders for your PR and promote your application. One of such awards is Android Excellence, which we have announced on Google I/O and which we have updated 2 times already. It's a quarterly collection of best content, best apps and games the Android ecosystem has to offer. This is some top and great applications you can look for inspiration and some great ideas on how to build Android applications. Now to the technical excellence.
Thank you. So you've heard from Kobe in the keynote about Android Vitals. I want to spend 10 minutes walking you through how it can help you. What is Android Vitals? Android Vitals is a program that Google created to help you create apps and games of exemplary quality. We launched it at Google I/O with Android Vitals dashboards in the Play console. In there, you can see aggregated performance information about your app. Data is collected automatically, no action required from you, from millions of devices worldwide, from any user that has agreed to share data with Google, for example, when they unbox their new device. Thanks to this, everyone in your companies, from engineers all the way to the CEO, can understand app quality and set KPIs around it. How does Android Vitals work? It's a combination of 3 things: metrics, tools, and rewards. Metrics, I mean bad behaviors. these are application practices and patterns and events that are detrimental to the user experience, like crashes and battery drains, all the things that you want to avoid. Tools in Play Console to help you understand and improve your app quality, from before release with the pre-launch report, at release time with the release dashboard, and after release, when your app is live, with the Android Vitals dashboard. And finally, rewards, as Alexey mentioned, rewards in search and discovery for apps that show exemplary behavior. What I mean by bad behaviors. If you go to Android Vitals today, so far you will see that we explain performance across 3 key domains: stability, battery, and rendering. For stability, we tell you whenever your application is crashing or freezing, application not responding. For battery, we already inform you when your application is causing unnecessary battery drains, for example, by keeping the CPU on excessively or for too long amount of time, or waking the device up too often. And for rendering, we highlight whenever the application is slow, lower than 60 frames per second, or stuttering with frozen frames. We've seen massive momentum since we launched at Google I/O. Over 65% of Play top apps are engaging with Android Vitals regularly, over 60,000 app developers worldwide. And by working closely with over 50 partners, some of you in the audience as well, we observed that they were able, on average, to reduce their crash rate from 3.5% down to 1.7%, which is massive. And this means that since Google I/O, over 1.5 billion installations were delivered to users, leading them to apps that are better and less crashy. Thanks to this, for many partners, Android Vitals is now an active part of their planning, and they observe a direct impact on customer satisfaction by focusing on app quality, like the weather channel here. So inspired by all of this, I want to announce 3 new things today: expanded device coverage, 5 additional new metrics to help you understand and act on app quality, and a completely new user experience in the Play Console. First, expanded device coverage. Until now, Android Vitals only reported performance pertaining to Nexus and Pixel devices. In the last 3 months, we worked with several OEMs to surface performance metrics for many new devices, across the spectrum from high-end flagship devices to mid-range bestsellers to low-end devices. And this means that we are able to cover over 50 times more amount of sessions tracked by the program. So if until now you were not able to get sufficient representative information in Android Vitals, I encourage you to go and check it today, because it's going to be much better. We increased the set of metrics that we report, starting with additional metrics around stability and battery. For stability, obviously, repeating crashes induce user frustration because the apps appears irremediably broken, and this leads to high uninstalls. So now you can see additional new metrics around multi-ANRs, percentage of sessions during which users experience more than 1 freeze during a session, and the same for crashes. On battery, we focused on excessive background activity. Excessive background activity consumes unnecessary battery when the user is away from the phone. And your app will not receive much usage if the phone is dead when the user comes back to it. And so we have 3 new metrics there. One is excessive Wi-Fi scans in the background, whenever the apps perform too many Wi-Fi scans when not in active use. Same is for excessive network usage. You will be able to see whenever your application is consuming an excessive amount of data and network usage while the app is not in active use, and stuck background wake logs, the percentage of sessions when the app was keeping the CPU on for more than 1 hour while it was in the background, not in active use. To help you with all of this, we also significantly revamped the Play Console user experience to help you understand, improve your app quality more in easier ways. There is a new overview page that helps you understand your overall app quality at a glance across all performance metrics. This is live now. You can check it out as soon as you're out of this session. There is a new straight at the top of the page an highlight section that points out any bad behaviors that are triggering for your app right now, so you can immediately focus on the most important actions. You can now track the performance of your app over time and see whenever you improve or you regress on your application quality, and observe the impact of the actions that you took to improve. To facilitate root causing for any bad behaviors that might trigger, you can now slice the data by any combination of version code, devices, OS version, time, to really dive into what are the main problems that may be affecting your app. And to help you understand the opportunity even further, you have now benchmarks that help you establish reference points, how your behavior fares against the top 10,000 apps. And we highlight what is the performance of the bottom quartile, so you can see what the opportunity for improvement is for your app to capture compared to peers. And finally, we want to help you take action and be guided into recovery whenever there is a problem. So for example, in the case of application freezes, which are sometimes hard to debug because multiple causes contribute to them, we now highlight what cause led to them across many different reasons, from deadlocks to excessive disk I/O, to excessive network I/O, excessive database usage, suspended threads due to garbage collection, and much more, straight from the Play console UI. So thanks to these, partners are using Vitals more and more to continue investing in app quality. And it's great to see feedback like these from Big Fish Games around specific features like the effectiveness of benchmarks. I want to cover one more thing around pre-launch report. Pre-launch report is Play's solution for automated app testing before production releases. It automatically crawls APKs on 10 physical devices, looking for crashes and security vulnerabilities. And what we observe is that in 90% of the time, whenever pre-launch report discovers a crash, the app was then not pushed to production, so very effective in preventing bad experiences reaching your users. 3 big news for this today. First, no more need to opt in into the service. This was the case until now. Every APK that is going to be now, from today, submitted to alpha or the beta track will automatically be tested by pre-launch report. So for many of you, you will now start seeing the result without any opt-in to do. We completely rewrote and improved the automated crawler that navigates your app to understand better the content of your app and reach deeper into that with increased coverage, and be more effective at detecting crashes that would have otherwise reached users in production. And the last one, we launched an entire new section centered on performance metrics that are collected during the crawl. So as the robot explores your app, you will now then be able to replay what the crawler did. And next to the video of what the crawler did, you will see performance metric around CPU, memory, network, and rendering. So you can understand if specific actions in your app are particularly troublesome. All of this, I hope, will help you, leading you to a healthy app. But then how do you make it memorable, and how do you make it excellent? And for this, I will lead back to Alexey.
OK, so Android Vitals, hopefully, they helped you to build a great application from the technical perspective. It works stable, it works fast, it works smooth, and there is no issues. How do you go up from that, and how do you build an excellent product? What's the next step? The next step is building useful products from useful features the users love, from using beautiful design, and using all Android platform can offer you. Let's talk about this in a little bit more detail. First of all, material design. The concept got a lot of praise from independent developers and independent designers. There are a lot of material about how can you implement and adopt material design in your applications, both from Google and from our partners. Remember that just reusing some pre-made components, we have plenty of them, does not make your application material. You should think material and design your application from the ground up, keeping the main concept in mind. And having your app in material design definitely helps your engagement, because users on Android, they are used to the common approaches and common elements of material design. Next step is a platform support. A quality app is an up-to-date application. We encourage you to use the latest SDK and support the latest version of Android operating system. And as soon as there is a new developer preview of a next version, or as soon as there is a beta version of the next Android build, try and test your application against it to be ready for its release. Of course, there are a lot of different platforms which are built on Android, and supporting them will improve your application quality. And there are some cross-platform tools, for example, like sign-in with Google and Smart Log, which help your users to create their accounts or log in seamlessly. Speaking about the relevant platforms, there are plenty of devices running Android out there. Wearables, tablets, smart TVs, VR devices, and connected cars. Not everything is relevant for each your application's user case, but when it's relevant, it definitely helps boost your application quality and benefit from supporting of those platforms. Monetization with Google Play billing is another great example of how your application can increase the quality. If the users love your app so much, so you're ready to pay for your content and for your services, it's definitely a sign of a quality application. Either premium content, in-app purchases, or subscriptions, after you go through a certain threshold, we will consider your application as a more quality app. Of course, there is also Android Pay, which is launched in many regions across Germany, not Germany, of course, but for example, in Poland and Russia, Android Pay is up and running, and our partner reports that they can get up to 20% more paying users for their services with Android Pay. So support it and enjoy additional revenue and additional users. Moving on from the application itself to the playlisting, this is the most important thing for your organic traffic and conversions to install. There are a lot of playlisting tools which, of course, most of you already knew and use, which include promo videos, A/B testing, and beta and alpha channel, which help you deliver quality application to your users. You can also use the Play console to respond to users' reviews in their native tongue, helping resolve their issues and boost your application rating, keeping it about 4. When your rating is about 4 points, it generally is the main threshold we need to put you up in some kind of promos, featuring, and other activities. And of course, all of those experiments with the playlisting help with your conversion, and our partners definitely support those findings. So if you experiment with your screenshot, with your description and other parts of your listing, it can boost your conversion. For example, Wallop here, they increase the conversion by 17% by testing short description, screenshot, and the screenshot orders. For the best results of such testing, you definitely should have a clear hypothesis and some big design variations, because only those activities help you get variable great results. So to sum everything up, first of all, your application quality directly affects your business success and customer satisfaction.
And then, as I mentioned with Android Vitals, you can understand and troubleshoot your technical issues to lead to an excellent app, from expanded device coverage, new metrics, new console experience, an entirely revamped performance section in pre-launch report, and a better crawler.
And platform adoption and product excellence help you get more traffic and become more visible on Google Play, getting more users and helping your business grow.